Hey guys, it's Lisa. Welcome to Banning, Panning and Beyond and a collab with Nona. Again, now I was chatting with Nona in regards to organising the previous collab that we did, and Nona suggested that we actually make it into a series. So we decided to do that. We're not necessarily going to upload every month, just when we can both fit it into our schedules. And of course, the theme is orange inspired palettes, so don't necessarily have to be all orange palettes. Yeah, Nona started rattling off a few that she thought we might be able to include, and we had to make sure, you know, that we both had them in our collections, of course. So yeah, we already have a few picked out to get us through for a while. And this month we decided to use the Cara Beauty Orange Pop palette. So yeah, and trying to come up with something different to do with it. I mean, I love palette bingo, but I don't want to do it every single time I do a collab. So we were sort of both contemplating the palette, and yeah, and then looking at it, I realized that it had a very much a sort of a lighter half and a darker half. So I suggested to Nona that we do one day, like one of us does a day look, one of us does a night look, and Nona decided that she would like to do the day look, so she got the top half, so I have to do a nighttime look. Now I am not dressed up in nightwear, so not feeling overly glamorous, but I don't think that is going to stop me because I'm not going anywhere, so I don't care if my outfit doesn't match my makeup. Yeah, so other than that, there's just no restrictions. I don't necessarily have to use all 8 shades. I believe Nona may have used all 8 in her look, and I'll make sure that I link her video in the description box so you can click on that and go check out what look she did. And I've already seen it and it turned out beautiful, and yeah. So I'm just going to get into the look and see where it goes. But before I do that, I've already done my blush. Rather than using one of the shades out of the palette, I decided to go in with this palette. I chose this shade here. Now, this was a blush palette that was sent to me by surprise by Andrea from Pretty as a Peacock. So yeah, thought that I would dip into that one. And for my highlight today, fairly subtle, but I decided to use my Beauty Bakery Milk and Honey palettes, and I always forget to show these things to you guys, so I thought I would do it today before I forget. So I used this one, it's called Be Sweet, so that was the highlighter that I used for today. So yep, wrong protective sleeve. So yeah, I think I'm just going to get into it. So I'll do the usual, so the video is not too long, and I'm just going to speed through the footage of me actually doing my look. So I'm just going to go with flow. I have not contemplated beforehand what sort of colors I'm going to use or what sort of look I'm going to create. So let's just see how it turns out. Okay guys, so obviously I need to clean this up and maybe blend a little bit better, add some liner, mascara, the usual blah blah blah, pick out a lippy. So I'm going to go and contemplate which lipstick I'm going to add, and as per usual, I always forget to do my brow bone. I think the last video I did where I filmed a collab video was about the only one where I didn't forget. So surprisingly, this particular shade I'm adding looks a lot more gold on than what it does in the pan there. So yeah, definitely need to blend this in and everything, and yeah, I'll be back with the final look. Okay guys, so this is the finished look, and I have to say I'm actually quite pleased with how the shadows performed in this palette. It's the first time I have ever tried this brand, so I did manage to use all 8 shades, but they've all blended in really nicely. So I started off with this one here in that part of the transition. I then sort of brightened it up with this shade here across, and I deepened up the crease with this shade here. That one I used on my lower lash line. This one was my brow highlight inner corner, and I also took it down into that first part of the lower lash line. I had originally deepened up the outer V with this shade here, and then I used that one to drag it down into the outer part of the lower lash line, and also sort of blended that onto the first outer part of the lid. And of course the star of the show on the lid was this glitter. Although it looks okay in the camera, it is a bit patchy on the lid, so the NYX glitter glue isn't holding it real well. I do have some other glitter glues from brands like Lit Cosmetics and that sort of stuff, so yeah, I think I will try a different glitter glue next time. And I haven't used this yet, so I wanted to try the Raw Beauty Christie liner. It's the marigold one that she did with her Colourpop collab, so I ended up putting that on my lower waterline, and yeah, I very rarely put a liner in my waterline, but I just thought today I would give it a go, and I ended up grabbing an Urban Decay, one of the double-ended liners. This is really old, but still working quite well. It was probably one of the very first eyeliners I ever bought from Urban Decay when I was in Hawaii. Yeah, so the shade I used for that was Black Market, and I just used that to darken up the lower upper lash line. Really not doing well today with my descriptions, am I? Now the lipstick that I chose, as soon as I opened my lipstick drawer, because I'm doing orange, these lipsticks stood out to me straight away. So the first one I pulled out was this one by Jeffree Star, and it is called Yummy. Now that is the color there, and that is pretty much all I could get out of the tube. It has dried up and I've never used it, so I don't know whether the lid wasn't on tight enough or whatever, but as soon as I yeah, swatched it, it's really dry, barely getting anything off the brush, and as soon as I look down the tube, you're not going to be able to see, but that I could see the bottom of it. So then I was scraping the edges, so I don't know whether I can revive that, pop in some sort of liquid to revive it and see if I can get something out of it at least. But then I ended up choosing this particular one to use. Now it is called Fudge Pop, and I quite like it. It's more of a copper, I guess you'd say, and I think being that I was doing a nighttime look, a darker lippy would have worked better than a bright orange like that one. It is okay. It's not all dried up though. I still don't think, now that I've opened it, it's going to last real long. And unfortunately the last one that I had, which is, if you can see it, It's like a rose gold. And that one is called Thirst Trap. That has dried up as well. So if I can't manage to revive them, then they will be yeah, in an upcoming empties video. So I think that's pretty much it. I mean, I absolutely love these colors, and I'm really glad that we decided to do a series so that I can start moving through these and actually using my stuff. So yeah, let me know what you think of the look. Do you have anything from Cara Beauty? What do you think of this palette? Is it something that you think that you would like to add to your collection? And yeah, thanks again to Nona for doing another collab with me, and I look forward to the next one. At this, we have not actually decided which palette we're going to use for the next one yet, or when it's going up, but I'm already looking forward to it because I just love using these colors. So thank you for joining me, guys, and I'll see you all again soon. Bye.